Good morning, good morning. It's another beautiful day. Don't know if you can see the sunrise, but it's beautiful. All right, so we are going. I asked it yesterday, how do I get back to the session in the morning that we did together where we were making that simple calorie app? And it had already made this Markdown file, calorie tracker backend. I'll put this in there and while I talk. So So it already has this spec markdown file and it has this calorie tracker tasks markdown file. Those are two parts of the spec. And then it already updated the memory from yesterday. So OpenClaw has memory every day, a markdown file for every day. And so this OpenClaw today can basically just look at all of that. And then it also gave, oh, this is what I wanted it to do. Okay. Because my understanding of OpenClaw, every session, like chat, kind of like if you go to ChatGPT and you start a new chat, that's how OpenClaw is kind of in the sense of like every time you do hashtag new, it starts a new chat and you can go back to old chats by getting these session IDs. I'm gonna send that. Oh, so it's still working when it has these orange lines. Um, that means it's still working. And I really like my setup here with, I believe it's set to progress. There's different settings you can give it for how it looks and what information it gives you while it's working. Go to Roberts if you're interested. Go to robertsopenclaw.com, and this is also my free gift to you and anybody who needs to start with OpenClaw. It's a checklist to just get your own OpenClaw up and running on Amazon Web Services so that you own it and it's not through some subscription service. But if you go to the bottom or at the top, and you click choose claim this credit, and then you enter your information. And if you want to set what I can create guides and tools, just check that. But once you sign up, you'll get to this page, and it's going to give you the ability to um, buy items. You'll get $20 from credits. But one of them is getting started with OpenClaw and my custom response and Telegram progress setup. And you're going to be able to grab this and tell your Telegram or tell your bot through Telegram to get set up just like Robert set up. And then you'll be able to see as it's making progress. Um, and it won't be annoying because like sometimes it will just like Telegram can have so many characters in a response, so like sometimes you won't even see a response. But if you tell your bot everything you need to know, then it needs to know to make sure the responses come through on Telegram and it's showing you its progress as it goes. Then that's going to be really helpful. So go ahead and get there and grab this custom response and Telegram progress setup. It's coming soon now, but obviously it'll be there soon. All right, so let's see what it's got. Step one is tightened and saved. MVP. Meal logger text input one first. One meal estimate at a time. Manual calorie correction served. Daily log. Voice login, barcode scanning, calorie goals, weight, tracking macros, charts, coaching, recipes, and public polish. Yeah, sounds fine to me. No app build started. Next step is your company on three. Text first, today's total visible, and no calorie goals in version one. All right, so now I'm just thinking. So I do kind of like the idea of a calorie rate. I thought about it yesterday after I did this. Like, I think that's part of where normal calorie counting apps go wrong. It's like the exact number, and like if I could just track it for a while and get kind of a general range, then I feel like that might be less intense. So I'm just thinking, do I want to give that information right now? I'm just gonna ask it to show me this stuff while I think. All right, so that's about 15 seconds. Let me see what it said. Okay, it's got a lot. All right, so I thought about skipping through this and not showing you, but I know some people might actually be interested in this. Others, you can just skip ahead to when we start building. But this has really been helpful for me to think through this. So it says help Robert track meals with almost no friction by typing what he ate. And then what this reminded me of was I want this to be an AI app, like from the start. I want AI to be fed into it so that it can basically take what I'm saying and change it into real data and research in real time with the stuff. I don't want this to be like a database driven app where it just like has a bunch of foods and calories in a database that is just searching. More problem. Yeah. I mean, I mean, in my mind, it's missing a little bit. Like, I do want eventually it to be able to, like, kind of help me find spots to make some gains quicker than just not gaining weight at 2 to 3 pounds a year, but that's fine for this round. I'm not going to be, like, super nitpicky because I'll just take forever here. So I'm still thinking mostly about this AI inside of the app because that's going to be a little bit difficult, and I'm wondering if it's specifically fed here, and that's kind of a big deal. It's not one of those things that I'll just get past like I just did with finding room for taking out calories. Deferred. Robert taps in. Calorie total based on different application. Yeah, sounds good. Since this is me, my little like, oh, good job, buddy. That's awesome. I, that would be the work. Did a good job. Hetero, first screen wireframe, hetero, date control sub. I'm just gonna let it do that. I'm not gonna nitpick. All right, generic food bucket, blah 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 blah. Simple mobile app, web app. Okay. Voice. So it's not gonna be downloaded on my phone like we said yesterday. Voice input. It's fine because I'm just gonna voice to text with my phone. Backend small API for meal parsing and calorie. That's fine. Storage local database, simple external data, open food facts. Another thing that I do want is it to just all be in AWS so I can easily track the cost and like see where all of it is in one place. And it's always really good pricing with AWS in my opinion, especially when you're building, yeah, because they're selling wholesale basically, so you're buying in bulk. In other words, kind of like wholesale, but you can buy individual items like an individual person if you know what you're doing. Even though they're selling to corporations like Coca-Cola and stuff with the same prices, kind of. All right, AI.
Next stop is Ronald Reagan, Washington National Airport.
So I'm not sure. I mean, their pricing is basically, it does get better over time, but the thing I like about AWS is I feel like the pricing is always really good compared to other places. And like if you know what you're doing, you can basically get wholesale prices. But I could be wrong on that. I also like that you own it all. It's not like through a subscription service. A lot of the subscription services out there are really just using AWS for their backend, and you're going to get good prices for this instead of being locked into some subscription service that's really just using AWS on their backend. You can just have your bot use AWS and plug into AWS. Another plug for my um, site, but this one actually is free currently when I upload this YouTube video. Even though it says 25, you can preview the item and get the whole thing. But this is how to connect your bot to AWS. And again, I just like it because it's not spread out everywhere. The biggest company, Amazon Web Services, to host all their stuff. You can build anything on it, and then it's all in one place that your app has access to, and your bot has access to, and you can lock it down really well. Like you can tell your bot it can only read, it can't write, it can read and write, it can't delete things. So I think for us non-technical folks, it's just like the best setup for having everything in one place. All right. Not a paid promotion for AWS, but for this, at least not yet. Maybe one day AWS will reach out. All right, AI. Oh, wants purchase a meal. I did just have a meetup there where their HQ in Arlington, where I got to talk about OpenClaw and AI on AWS. So that's fun. All right, back to not being weird. All right, so this is the part I was really interested in. AI calls to parse meal and reconcile lookup results. So it does have in there that it needs AI. Fast to build from phone without. Just live as a private person. I mean, definitely with like use in mind. I think that I'm gonna like put this on the App Store and just try to sell it. Might as well.
Reagan, Washington.
I'll just up this. I had another question and I lost it. I thought was about the AI. So it says, so shift enter, you can do enter without sending anything. So I'm gonna say, can you describe how you plan to add AI into the app for these things? Yes. A lot of times, again, I'm talking to my phone on this, but it seems faster just to do apps eventually. But don't worry too much about that now. Should the first version use only 10? I don't want to about like, should I do Mac OS, iPhone OS? Should I do Android? Like, what sort of? I'm just use React probably, but React is a framework that works on all of it, and developers seem to love. Should the first version use only text input then add voice? I'm going voice to text on my phone. So if it's complicated, the app doesn't need direct voice input right away. In food to become Robert specifically for work minutes. That's a really good question I didn't think about. I'd say yes. The driver for a daily calorie count. Daily calorie total shown or the meal log at first. I don't know. Daily seems fine to me. We can change it later.
Doors opening on the right.
All right. In the first step, create a tiny one mobile text input, meal parsing API. Does B1 have parsing?
That's that. Doors open.
Hey, I was watching an AI video of the Tesla AI leader, and he was saying a lot of the stuff I said yesterday, so excited for me. Yay, points. Okay. Basically, he was saying, like, give it outcomes. Obviously, like, everybody knows that. But he was also saying, like, give it, don't do the whole thing like at once, like give it, be really tight with like each step and have it like review with it after every step. And that's what I told you guys as well. Like, and this reminds me of that. Do not start building until you approve some next build steps. So that's something that it's got from me, and it's really good. All right, I think we're pretty close. The main thing I wanted is so much sugar. Like, that all looks good enough to me. Let's go ahead and save this. And I'll just it. So after 15 or 20 seconds, it came back with it's brining, which means it's working. And then it said, yes, I'll update the spec with these decisions, answered the AI plan clearly. V1 should include AI parsing, but the simplest possible way. So let's looking into. All right, it's been about 20 more seconds, and I thought I'd let you know about hashtag status. So I don't want to send this right now, but I just started thinking like how much usage I have, because my next step is probably going to have it just start working on version 1, the prototype, which is going to take, some usage. It's going to take some of my subscription plan for ChatGPT. I have the $20 plan. And I'm just curious how much usage I have left, which is going to be a lot, because I haven't used my AI done. I went on vacation and got my mind away from it, and then I haven't been using it constantly. So I think it's going to be fine, but I just thought I'd let you guys know about that. You can check your usage by doing the hashtag or the /status. Alright, so it says yes, version 1 should have AI parsing. The simplest version, you type of meal. That's going to be anything the AI is going to have to know. So when it sends it to the AI to parse it, the LL large language model like ChatGPT isn't going to know my app natively. So it's going to, in the app, it's going to somehow have to know how to parse that data. That makes sense. It's going to come off from ChatGPT, but then it's got to come through some set of instructions to tell it how to parse it. That's field sources when useful. AI reconciles results and estimates vague portions like 2 big spoonfuls. You can see an estimate, edit if needed, save it. So I'm not going to say any of that. I'm just going to see because I want to learn what the AI is going to do. I'm not going to say the thing about instructions, but if I did, I could just keep going and basically like what instructions or how is it going to know my app when the large language model, the AI is fed into my app with my texting and then put in the database. So we'll fix it later if it doesn't do a good job. Just I want to learn what it thinks it should do, and then because maybe it'll have a different idea than me, and if I start asking it, maybe it'll just like give it hints at what I want potentially. I think I'm just trying to think through my thoughts and why I want that. All right. I don't have a great answer. My intuition just says I kind of want to wait and see, and I just want to get going on this app. Cool. So next step is build. Another 15, 20 seconds. Not quite. Next step is step 2. Oh, I never mentioned that I want it all in AWS.
Doors opening on the left.
All right, that'll be the end of this session today, and we'll pick up tomorrow. Let's see what this said. I think this is like 5 seconds after I just paused it, but I think it's basically going to start step 2 and bias, like it says, towards AWS one place. So it was intuitive to the bot 2. I wanted that. All right, that's going to be it for today. Cool patterns in the subway, huh? I love these. It's cool architecture.